Good day, my name is Carden Madzokere and welcome to lesson number 2 from my textbook, The Distinction Bound Student. I also have grade 10 and grade 11. Alright, so in the previous lesson I gave you this homework, activity 1, and so we start the lesson by revising this. Alright, so the first question is, what is the difference between an open economy and a closed economy? Now, the difference is an open economy is an economy or it's a country that trades with other countries, and a closed economy is a country that does not trade with other countries. Right, then question number 2, if total production is 50,000, income tax 14,000, savings 7,000, and imports 8,000, calculate disposable income, consumer spending, and then spending on local goods. Right, first thing to point out is income tax, this is a leakage. Savings, this is a leakage. Imports, this is a leakage. All right, so we are obviously going to subtract all the way. And I wish I should have swapped them around, because here it's going to be just as simple as this minus that, the answer minus that, the answer minus that. All right, so I should have, played with your mind a bit, make you think, so this one becomes too easy. All right, so disposable income, it's 50,000 minus tax. So disposable income is basically the money that we put in our pockets after government has taxed us. If you remember in the circular flow diagram, I pointed out that we pay tax because we need public goods and services. So government is going to tax part of our income. So before it gets to us, government takes part of it. All right, so it will be 50,000 minus 14,000, that will be 36,000. Right, the next one is consumption spending. To get consumption spending, we have to save first. So our 36,000, if our savings are 7,000, that means we are going to say 36,000 minus 7, which is what? 29,000. The next one, household spending on local goods. So if we are spending 8,000 on imports, so 8,000 is going outside the country, what are we spending on local goods? That is now 29,000 minus 8,000, which is 21,000. And then the last one, what is the relationship? Yes, is that one that I talked about in the previous lesson, where I said the relationship, you have to mention both participants. All right, so this one I'm just going to show you. Pause the video, mark yourself. Pause the video, mark yourself. That's it. So let's move on to lesson number 2. And lesson number 2 is real and money flow. And then we'll look at the model equation for GDP. Right, flows. This is now when we say when economic variables are, let's say, exchanging hands, like money moving from participant A to participant B. All right, so that is what we mean by flows. So what kind of flows do we have? So we have real flow. This is now the physical flow of, let's say, labor, capital, you see? So all the 4 factors of production, the flow of goods, the flow of anything that is tangible, from, let's say, a household to a business, from government to, so that is real flow. And in the opposite direction, we have money flow. So real and money flow will always flow in the opposite direction. So it's like if I give you bread, you have to pay for the bread. I don't give you bread and money. Or let's say if you go to a supermarket, you are going to pay for any groceries that you are buying, and then in return they are going to give you the whatever it is that you bought, and you are going to pay for it. All right, so they will always flow in the opposite direction. Right, so real flow, it includes flows of outputs. Yes, that's exactly what I said. Then we also have money flow. This is the flow of money, and examples, we have wages. When they are paying you for your labor, it's money flow. When they are paying you for your economic for your, what do you call it, for your land, that the economic rent, that is the money flow. All right, so it's as easy as that. And now you'll notice that these two, they'll always, I've mentioned it, they flow in opposite directions. Right. The next thing I need to point out is income is always equal to production, and it's always equal to expenditure. There is no way you can have these three being different. I'm going to use a certain example there. All right. I'll use it later on. But in the meantime, let's look at total production. Right. You see a word there. You've been seeing it since grade 9 or 8, somewhere there. GDP. GDP is the total market value of all final goods and services produced within the borders of a country over a specific period of time. So the model equation for that is C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So our C is consumption spending by households, our I is investment spending by businesses, our G is government spending, our X is exports, and our M is imports. So that's how we get GDP. Now, whichever method we use to calculate, you'll see in the future lessons, I think lesson 4 or 5, you will see that it doesn't matter which method we use to calculate GDP, we are going to get the same answer, whether we use the income method, the production method, or the expenditure method. All right, so these I told you already what it stands for. Right, now to understand why I say these three are always equal, let's say you buy bread for 15 Rand. How much is your expenditure? How much is the income for the bakery? And how much is the bread worth? You see, the answer is obvious, right? The bread is 15 Rand. The bakery gets 15 Rand, and the bread is worth 15 Rand. You spend 15, he gets 15, that item is worth 15. Are we together? So therefore, aggregate income, C plus I plus G plus X minus M, aggregate expenditure, the same, aggregate production is the same. All right, so this was a very, very short lesson, and I'm going to, as usual, give you homework, and then we'll revise the homework in the next lesson. All right, I'm going to be having many of these lessons for grade 12 and then 11 and 10. So you can subscribe to my channel. If you know your friends that might need to learn this, just forward the link to them. And thank you so much. I'll see you in the next lesson.